There it is. So we can just pull off the side right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good one. Thank you.
Good to see you, man.
Thank you. Good to see you too. I don't know if you remember me, but it's fine. The new people, the old people, 2010. Yeah.
Super legit.
Yeah, super legit, but we got 15
So we are reducing the number of black cars on the system over the next 6 months.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, you probably saw some of the emails.
I said the email starts in May. It's all about the rating. But you're raising the standards and you're dropping the prices.
We're not dropping the price on black.
But in general, the whole price.
Yeah, we have to. We have competitors. Otherwise, we've got a business.
Competitors, man. You had the business model in your hands. You could have the prices you want, but you choose to buy everybody a ride.
No. You're misunderstanding. We started high end. We didn't go low end because we wanted to. We went low end because we had to, because we had to.
What, a lift? That's a piece of cake right there.
No, it seems like a piece of cake because I've beaten them. But if I didn't do the things I did, we would have been beaten, I promise.
Higher. We could go higher and more expensive. You get the best.
So here's the thing. We could do Lux in San Francisco, so I have guys working on Lux, which will be 50 to 75% more expensive than
But
black.
people are not trusting you anymore. Do you think people will buy cars anymore? Unless they buy them through the invoice. Otherwise, nobody want to buy a car. I lost $97,000 because of you. I bankrupt because of you.
Look.
Yes.
You know what?
You keep changing every day.
You keep changing. Hold on a second.
Day.
What have I changed about black?
Huh?
What
you
have I
changed the whole business.
What?
You dropped the prices.
On black.
Yes, you did.
Bullshit.
We started with $20.
Bullshit.
We started with $20.
You know what?
How much is the mile now? $2.75?
You know what?
What?
Some people don't like to take responsibility for their own shit.
Responsibility.
They blame everything
But
in
why
their
you
life on
sending
somebody
an email
else.
for town car?
Good luck.
Good luck to you too, but I know you don't gonna go far.
So this driver says, I know you're not gonna go far. Little wake-up call for you. The CEO of Uber has gone very far. And even if Uber goes out of business tomorrow, he will have gone way further than this driver probably ever will. So I wouldn't worry too much about how far he's going to go. I think sometimes people just don't really understand, the dynamics of, a corporation like Uber, right? They think about, there's a separation between the success of the founders of companies like this and the success of the company itself. These companies can fail, and these founders of such companies that do very well can walk away hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, or maybe even more. So I think he's going to be okay. Now, not to say there's no risks. I mean, you have people like Elon Musk, who definitely he put it all on the line. He could have actually went broke at some point. And but anyway, so my response to this video and my message to the CEO of Uber. First of all, I'm a very big Uber customer. I think the service is awesome. The convenience of it, being able to just get a car anytime. I mean, I used to use car services and limousines and all that kind of stuff. And the Uber model is just so much more convenient. I mean, the idea of last minute stuff. You could be in the air, flying in a jet. You could, pull up your little app and have a car waiting on the ground for you before you land. Right? A lot of different scenarios. You could be out somewhere watching a movie or something, and before you leave the theater, you can punch up on the app and have a car waiting outside before you even get outside. I mean, the possibilities are just endless. The convenience factor. And then the price. Price is pretty attractive, right? You're doing pretty good for yourself. You could even do Uber Black. not too expensive, certainly a lot cheaper than some alternatives. And I like the service so much that I actually, this is Carlisle's Picks top products list, right? I was gonna recommend Uber. Go support Uber. It's an awesome business model. It's an awesome company. Absolutely love it. Right? I used to get up some like 20 to 30 minutes before I'm supposed to be in the office. Get dressed. Walk downstairs, have an Uber car waiting for me in front of the house. Drive me to work in 12 minutes, straight to the front door. Walk right in the office. Awesome. However, as time went on, I started seeing people riding and all kinds of different. I'm like, wow, why do people complain? This is an awesome model. Taxis suck, right? I was saying, you know what? To hell with the taxi service. They give you bad service, right? They charge you more money. I was like, go Uber. Better prices, better service, right? Convenient, everything. But then I started wondering, why are people complaining? So I started doing some research, and I started finding out more and more and more negative things about Uber. Well, let's fast forward to today. My current assessment. My current assessment is that Uber, Mr. CEO, company that you founded and that you have built, is, in my opinion, somewhat, how can I put this? For some reason, Uber reminds me of a form of slavery. For some reason. I know that's a little bit extreme. And it is. It's a little extreme. But again, I'm saying it reminds me of. I'm not saying it's anything like slavery. I'm just saying it reminds me of. And there are other businesses and other situations that I feel the same way about. A lot of them where you have people working hard for little bit of money. And my current assessment is that I feel Uber is a bad company. Uber is a very bad company. I don't believe in the ethics of the company. I mean, there's a reason why Uber was recently sued for your deceptive practices. Selling lies to your drivers. Oh, you can make $90,000. And I'm sure some drivers do. But the reality is, that's not a reality for the average driver. You could try to smart talk and say, I never said it's for every driver. I never said it was even an average driver. I just said you could do it. Guess what? You can make $1 million playing basketball. I wouldn't quite sell it on that factor, though. Get the point? So you present this image of Uber that it isn't, and you get people to sign up. When you get sued, you get sued based on, this false image of salary or income. You get sued based on also your financing deals, your garbage financing deals, where people are paying more money to get cars through you, where you're presenting as if like, oh, we can get you good deals, whatever, and it's so convenient, we'll take it right out of your paycheck, we'll get you approved, everybody's approved, right? But then the reality is, they could get better deals on their own. And that's not just me saying that. You lost your lawsuit, right? So the court agrees. More dishonesty, more dirty tactics, right? More, I'm gonna do anything to stay on top. Competition has lower prices, I'm gonna lower my prices even lower. They lower them lower, I'm gonna lower them lower. Screw the drivers, screw everything else. It's all about being on top. I want to be the number one as far as customers or revenue, whatever it is. Right? That's what it's all about. Screw the drivers. There's so many people that they're sold this dream of making your hours. You can check in at any time you want to. Anytime you want to stop, you can stop. Hey, Saturday I'm hanging out. Why don't I go make some money? Let me go pull up my Uber app and I'll go drive for a couple hours and make some money. Right? Only you've been lowering and lowering and lowering your prices so much now that the drivers are barely making any money. To make any money, they got to put in so many hours. You got people calling them up to do 5-minute trips for $3 or whatever it is, right? Now, in the video, you did a very good job of being evasive. You kept talking about, what did he say? He said, oh, guy says you're lowering your prices. Oh, we didn't lower black. That's the thing. He kept harping on black. Black prices didn't go down. You guys don't know Uber. Black is like their luxury service, right? Black car. The guy's trying to say, oh, but the other prices are lower. But you just kept going back to black. Black stayed the same. Black stayed the same. But how much of the business is black? And how much of the business is UberX? UberX is a standard service. That's what an overwhelming majority of the customers are using. It's UberX. Overwhelming majority of your drivers are UberX drivers, right? Those prices have gone way down, right? But you don't want to address that. You just want to talk about black. Black is the same. Black is the same. Well, congratulations. But what about the rest of the drivers? What about the majority of the drivers, right? Their prices went down. And then you try to argue. See, this guy doesn't necessarily have all the good business sense, the driver. So you try to, kind of slick talk. You say about, oh, you got to be competitive. Got to be competitive. If I didn't do the things that I did, then we wouldn't be in business, right? Wouldn't be in business. However, you could have made millions and millions and millions of dollars. You could have been so much richer from your business. Have a good run. When you guys were in, you were on top, you were the top, you had all this business, you were making all this money, so much revenue. And then unfortunately the competition came in and they lowered the prices and you couldn't manage, but you went out on top. You went out as, having a good run. You made a lot of money off of it. You get to, you walk away with all that money. The people who work with you while you're in business, they did well, they were happy. I remember when I used to work for Uber, man, I was making so much money. I remember one day I wanted to save up money to buy my wife this gift, and I worked the whole weekend. I did 12 hours on Saturday, 12 hours on Sunday, and man, oh man, that check was so big, right? It's too bad they went out of business, right? Maybe that would have been a better option, as opposed to the option now where you have tons of people. Let's talk about the slavery. Why did I mention about slavery? Here's one thing that reminds me of slavery. You sell these guys on the idea of how much money they can make driving Uber, which is not true for most drivers, right? And then you talk about, oh, anybody can get a car, I'll get you a car, right? You get them to sign up, expanding your pool of drivers, right? And then they get a car through you. Now you have a chain around their neck. They have a car through you that's a bad deal, so it's very expensive. The monthly payments are just ridiculous. And in order to pay off this loan, they have to drive because the money for the loan is coming through their paycheck. So they're basically working for you to pay this car. They're working for you to pay this car. The money that they're making is really going to this car. The purpose of the car is to serve you in your business, to make you your millions, right? So they're not working to pay their bills or whatever, right? Because they got so much in debt paying this car payment with a very, very bad deal, so lots of interest, right? And then they're hardly making any money through Uber. So it's like they're stuck. You're stuck. What are you gonna do? You gotta pay off this loan. The loan is getting paid off through Uber. But Uber's not really paying you much. So most of your money is going to pay off this Uber car, which you don't really need because you don't want to do Uber anymore because you're not making any money doing Uber. Wow. Wow. You're trapped working for a company you don't want to work for because you're not making enough money, but you got to work for them to pay off this car that you don't want because you only bought it for them. Wow. And your argument is, oh, we got to stay competitive. All right, so let's talk about staying competitive. Yes, I know how business works. I know you got to be competitive. I understand the pressures that you're under. All these other companies trying to come in and cut you out, undercut. You know, you're gonna do $2 per mile. We're gonna do $1.50 per mile for customers. They're gonna save 50% per mile, whatever it is, right? We're gonna have a lower price than you. I understand that. However, the reality is, no matter what you do as a business owner, you have to value your moneymaker. What's your moneymaker? Your drivers, your workers. Somehow you need to come up with a strategy to address competition while at the same time taking care of the people that made you rich. I know it's not easy, but guess what? That's why the compensation is so wonderful. That's why you get to make your millions of dollars, right? Because you have to solve difficult things like this. You got people out there making $80,000 a year, $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, right? Nothing compared to what you're making. To earn that kind of money, these are the kind of things that you have to have on your shoulders, right? How do I do right by my drivers and at the same time address competition? Not easy, but you need to figure it out. There's no way around it, right? And you thought that there could be a way around it, right? You thought you could somehow pull this off by just lowering the prices, and that's that. Well, guess what? You're wrong, and you're failing as a result. What is the state of Uber today versus Uber a year ago when I was singing the praises? Right now, as it stands, on average, many times I cannot get a car with Uber. Why is that? It started getting to be like 10 minutes delay, which is, wow. Uber used to be like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, now it's 10 minutes. And now it's, can't even get a car sometimes. 3 times in a row, in fact. Why would that be? Let's examine the situation. So you are lowering your prices to be ultra competitive, therefore attracting a lot of customers to use your service. So your customer base is growing massive, right? But you're not taking care of your drivers. So your drivers are leaving. They're going to Lyft. They're going to the competition. So you're losing to the competition anyway. Your whole plan was, I don't want to lose to the competition. I'm gonna lower my prices so I can be competitive. But by doing so, you pushed your drivers out. So your drivers are leaving in droves, going to the competition anyway. So you see, running a successful business, it's a balancing act. You can't just focus on serving the customer only. Customer, customer, customer. We're going to be the best price, while you're not taking care of your people. Because your people are what's making your money. You've got to keep your drivers happy. You've got to make it so that it's a profitable thing to do to be an Uber driver. Because if you don't, then you lose drivers. So all that hard work in building up your customer base is wasted. Because now you got so many more customers than you have drivers. And you don't really have much options to get more drivers. Because a lot of people, they've seen the light. The word is spreading about how corrupt Uber is. That you guys lie, you don't pay, you don't take care of your drivers. Word is spreading. Right? What do you think happens next? So you piss off your drivers, they leave to go to the competition, right? And then you have customers like me who used to love your service. Guess what we do? We start using Lyft. which is what I've been using. Right? Why? Because Uber can't provide me cars. Because Uber is losing drivers because Uber doesn't take care of its drivers. Right? Now let's talk deeper about this being competitive and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, you're trying to be competitive, you're trying to lower your prices. So what's your excuse for essentially discouraging tipping? How do you explain that? You have a great model. No money is changing hands. That's how you make a lot of the money. In fact, people don't think about what money they're spending. They're just clicking on buttons like a video game, right? Boom, 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 a car shows up, walk off, right? So it'd be very easy to boom, 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 let me add a little tip. But you've made it so that your drivers can't even think about even implying anything about tips, right? That's forbidden, right? Why would you do that? Why would you not, if you really cared about your drivers, why would you not make it a priority to figure out how you can increase tips for drivers without making the customers feel obligated? If you don't want to tip, don't tip, right? First of all, a lot of the customers don't even realize how bad things are. So they thinking these drivers are making all this kind of money where all they do is just driving around and it's on their schedule. You know, they could be hanging around, going to the beach, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna drive for a few hours and make some money, right? They're living the life. Meanwhile, you're stuck with a 9 to 5. Got to go into the office and deal with all this kind of nonsense. This guy's just driving around in his Camry hybrid, just raking in the money. That's what the customers think, right? Because you've been lying to your drivers, right? And those lies have gotten to the customers, so they hear it too. Back in the day, you made money with Uber. Now you don't. Customers don't know that. If they at least knew the reality of how much money people are making in Uber, then maybe that would encourage them to tip without even asking them to tip, right? So number one, be honest. Be honest about your business, right? Then perhaps people would tip more, understanding the plight of the drivers. A lot of the customers don't realize this. They think they're living a life, right? Then number two, you could have a little bit more direct approach about encouraging tipping without requiring it, right? But that would only happen if you cared about your drivers, right? But clearly you don't. Which is why, as much as I've loved using the Uber service, I would like to see Uber fail. Send a clear message that this is not how you do business. Now, if Uber can get their act together and start taking care of their drivers and start making this business model make more sense long term, then I could perhaps get back on board hesitantly because of the deceptive practices. It's one thing to be all like, oh, I'm just going to be lower, I want to be competitive. It's another thing to essentially lie to your drivers, deceive them, and then trap them into these contracts with these, financing cars. I mean, that's getting real dirty. So it's not going to be easy for me to ever back Uber again. But if you did the right thing, maybe I could do that. Now, as for the driver saying, oh, you're not going to go far. Like I said, he's already gone very far. And Mr. CEO, you're going to be all right. I know you will. Now, because you're a little bit greedy, I'm sure, you're trying to push and see how far can you go? How much money can you make? But ultimately, you're going to be all right. More than all right. Tens of millions, hundreds of millions. You're going to be okay. Which is probably why you don't really care so much about the whole thing. Your only focus is on being number one. We're going to undercut the competition. We're going to be the most competitively priced, the largest rideshare service in the world. Congratulations. Congratulations. This is Karloff from Karloff's Picks, and that's my take. What do you guys think? Comment below. Let me know what you think. click on that like button. And new subscribers, click on the bell icon. After you click on the subscribe button to get notified. If you don't do it, you're not going to get notified, and it's pointless subscribing. So don't. Anyway, on that note, have a good week.